Hello YouTubers, this is 777 Die Hard Forever, coming at you with another highly anticipated and highly recommended model as I continue to play catch up. Today, I'll be doing a review on a Gemini Jets Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft and their Billboard metallic livery scheme in a 1/200 scale model. I purchased this model from Easy Toys and their website address is www.easytoys.com. But first, before I go into details about this particular aircraft model, please allow me to share with you some information about the history of Virgin Atlantic and how they actually came about as an airline carrier. Virgin Atlantic is a British-based airline carrier that was established sometime in the year of 1984 as British Atlantic Airways, and shortly thereafter changed the airline's name to what has become known to the world today as Virgin Atlantic, and officially commenced operations on June 22, 1984, when the British-based airline carrier inaugurated its very first maiden flight from London Gatwick Airport in London, England, to Newark Liberty International Airport in Newark, New Jersey, using a leased Boeing 747-200 jetliner aircraft that bared the registration ship number G-VIRG that was christened Maiden Voyager, that was formerly operated by the South American-based airline carrier Aerolíneas Argentinas. Whereas the corporate headquarters of Virgin Atlantic, which is actually known as the VHQ, is located in a business park in the South London suburb of Crawley, England, which is located nearby Gatwick Airport, while the airline's main operating base hubs are located on the grounds of London Heathrow Airport, which is located approximately 14 miles west of the Central District section of London, England, which is located in the borough of Hillingdon, and Manchester Airport, which is located approximately 8.6 miles southwest of the Manchester City Centre District section that's located in the Civil Parish section of Ringway. At the time of this video review posting, Virgin Atlantic is currently the 5th largest operating airline carrier in the United Kingdom based in terms of the number of passengers carried, after EasyJet, British Airways, Jet2.com, and TUI Airways respectively. Virgin Atlantic currently flies to 32 destinations across 4 inhabited continents in Africa, Asia, the Caribbean, the Middle East, and North America from its main operating base hub at London Heathrow Airport and its secondary base hub at Manchester Airport. The British-based airline carrier also operates seasonal flights from Edinburgh Airport in Edinburgh, Scotland, with an operating fleet of 45 aircraft, which includes 17 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners, including this one you're looking at here, with no unfulfilled orders pending on this particular aircraft type. Also, at the time of this video review posting, Virgin Atlantic is one of 65 airline operators in the world of aviation that currently operates as a certified 4-star airline carrier according to the international airline review firm Skytrax Magazine, and the Boeing customer code for Virgin Atlantic on this particular aircraft is 1R. Alright everyone, let's take a look at the front of the box, and what you see is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, the Virgin Atlantic Billboard title, the airline's corporate logo, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft type, the 1/200 scale die-cast model aircraft, and item number information you see at the front of the box. Alright, now you're looking at the back of the box, and what you see is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, some more little information you see there, the Boeing official licensed product decal, as well as the social media pages of Gemini Jets. You can pause and read that information if you like. In the meantime, I'm going to keep this moving, alright? Now you're looking at the top of the box, and what you actually see is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, the adult collectible model and warning information, as well as the item number information you see at the top of the box. Now you're looking at the bottom of the box, and what you see is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, as well as the 1/200 scale die-cast model, and some more information you see at the bottom of the box. Now you're looking at the left side of the box, and what you see is the engraved gold Gemini 200 decal, the 1/200 scale die-cast model and item number information, the computer-generated picture of the aircraft, as well as the aircraft type you see on the left side of the box. As well as the right side of the box, it's pretty much the same information on the left side of the box I showed you earlier on. Alright. Alright, once again, you're looking at the front of the box, but this time I got the box laid down. And the reason is some information on this other side of the flap. before I let you see that information, I'm gonna open this up, and this is what's inside the box. You see there, the model stand, the actual model, as well as the gear replacement doors. I'm gonna take all that out, but I'm gonna let you see the information on the other side of the flap. Check it out. Now you're looking at all the information concerning this particular aircraft, which is on the other side of the flap. You can pause and read that information if you like, but in the meantime, I'm gonna keep this moving. All right. All right, finally pull this model stand out of the packaging, as you can see here. And you see the top part of this model stand, that's that padding there. The sole purpose of that black padding, folks, is that pad not only protects your aircraft model, but it also prevents from being damaged or scratched when and if you decide you want to put your aircraft model in this particular model stand, okay? All right, in this plastic bag that I showed you earlier, those are the gear replacement doors, featuring the 2 little toothpicks for these gear replacement doors. Please stay tuned as I go into detail for the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors for this particular aircraft model, okay? All right, with all that information out of the way about the history of Virgin Atlantic and how they actually came about as an airline carrier, plus all the details here of the box, plus the packaging, plus the actual model stand, as well as the gear replacement doors you see inside that plastic bag. With no further ado, everyone, here is the actual aircraft model out of the packaging. Check it out. There it is, everyone. The Gemini Jets Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft and their Billboard metallic livery scheme. All right, everyone. Allow me to go into some details about this particular livery scheme you see displayed on this aircraft, please. This is the current livery scheme of Virgin Atlantic, which is actually called the Billboard metallic livery scheme, as this livery scheme, along with the brand identity of Virgin Atlantic, was unveiled on July 29, 2010. The Virgin Atlantic name that was previously labeled on the fuselage is now largely emblazoned across the entire front half of the fuselage of every Virgin Atlantic aircraft in a fine custom drawn font, whereas the undercarriage belly of the aircraft, which I'll show you later, now features the Virgin Atlantic Billboard title, which is actually painted in dark purple across the entire aircraft fuselage for the sole purpose of becoming more recognizable when taking off as well as landing, as every Virgin Atlantic aircraft is actually painted in this particular livery scheme at the time of this video review posting. The Virgin Atlantic brand was reviewed and refined by the consultancy firm of the Circus Brand Agency, whose global headquarters is based out of London, England, while the livery scheme, as well as the airline's corporate logo, was actually developed by the award-winning design consultancy firm of Johnson Banks in collaboration with the in-house brand design team of Virgin Atlantic that was actually led by Joe Ferry and Nita Jenkins. So, with all that information out of the way about this particular livery scheme, let us get down to the nitty-gritty and allow me to show you all the details on this aircraft model. Showing, let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the port/left side. We're going to begin at the front as always, where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the partial registration ship number, the ETOPS information, see the pitot tubes and the static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, as well as the cockpit windows. I'm going to give you a better visual view of those details later on in the model review. But more important, between the cockpit windows and the L1 entrance door is the iconic lady decal. You see this lady decal you see displayed here? This iconic flag-carrying pinup lady, who actually goes by the name of the Scarlet Lady, appears on all Virgin Atlantic aircraft and has been rejuvenated with a subtle cosmetic makeover and enhanced detailing, is now rocking a larger Union Jack flag, which represents the flag of Great Britain, as this logo was originally designed by British artist Ken White. However, after 35 years of sporting the iconic Flying Lady decal, Virgin Atlantic previously announced on April 1st, 2019 that it will replace the iconic Flying Lady decal with the Flying Icons decal, which includes a diversity of both men and women of various backgrounds to be painted and displayed near the nose cone and the cockpit windows of every Virgin Atlantic aircraft for the sole purpose of becoming more diversified as well as becoming more inclusive, that will give a better reflection of modern day Great Britain. And then you see the Dream Genie title underneath the iconic lady decal here. There. This aircraft was actually given the name Dream Genie, but in reality, the actual name of the song is actually called the Genie, in which this particular hit song was released on November 24th, 1972 by the late and legendary rock and roll performer and singer David Bowie, sorry about that, who unfortunately passed away on January 10th, 2016 at the age of 69 years old. And then you see the Virgin Atlantic Billboard title right there. And then right there you see the Boeing 787-9 decal you see there. Virgin Atlantic officially became the first European operator as well as the fourth global operator recipient overall after launch customer Air New Zealand, ANA All Nippon Airways, and United Airlines respectively that acquired this prestigious state-of-the-art next-generation aircraft as Virgin Atlantic took delivery of its first of 17 of the next-generation Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners that the British-based airline carrier had placed orders for back on April 24, 2007, and received their very first next-generation Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft, which bears the registration ship number G-VNEW on October 9, 2014, and took delivery of their very last next-generation Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft that bears the registration ship number G-VNYL on April 24, 2018. Then fast forward 19 days later, and that's when Virgin Atlantic's first inaugural international revenue service flight on this aircraft actually took place, which was on October 28, 2014, and that's when Virgin Atlantic officially began utilizing this aircraft on their London Heathrow to Boston Logan route, replacing the Airbus A340-300s and the Boeing 747-400s that was previously utilized on this particular route, as London Heathrow and Manchester has become the primary gateway bases for this aircraft type, with the lion's share of their Boeing 787-9s currently operates mostly from Virgin Atlantic's main operating base hub at London Heathrow Airport. Virgin Atlantic has ordered a total of 17 Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliners to add to their fleet, and at the time of this video review posting, all 17 of their Boeing 787-9s are currently operating in service, as this aircraft has since become one of the airline's official flagship jetliners for the London-based carrier, as this particular aircraft officially became the aircraft that eventually replaced the carrier's entire fleet of Airbus A340-300s, in which that aircraft was eventually withdrawn from the Virgin Atlantic fleet on April 9, 2015, as Virgin Atlantic is one of 52 airline operators in the world of aviation that currently operate this particular aircraft type in their fleet as well at the time of this video review posting. All right, we still on the port slash left side of the aircraft and underneath the wings and looking at the landing bogey gears here, which includes the landing gear struts as well as the landing gear door. But more important, these nice looking massive engines you're looking at. And these are the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000-K2 turbofan type engines that are used on this particular Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft. You also see the engine cones right there. And that sawtooth pattern there, folks, the sole purpose of that sawtooth pattern is for noise reduction and help improve fuel efficiency at the same time. Then you see the Rolls-Royce logo right there on the engine column as well. Now we're going to turn this aircraft model around. We're going to look at the front of the engine and see if the turbofan blades do spin. Let's check it out. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the port slash left side, featuring the engine stripes you see there as well. Now we're going to see if these fan blades spin. Let's check it out. Oh, great. Awesome. And then you see the inboard land light, the little triangle look more realistic in detail, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears you see here, including the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the engines here on the starboard slash right side of the aircraft, featuring the engine stripes you see there as well. Now we're going to see if these fan blades spin over here as well. Perfect. Great. And then the inboard land lights you see there, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears, which include the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft where you got a better visual view of the cockpit windows, the windshield wipers, the radome nose cone, the landing gear doors, the landing gear lights inside of the landing gear doors, the landing gear strut, as well as the front visual view of the front nose landing gears, okay? All right, now you're looking at the curved rake wingtip on this side of the aircraft, the port side, featuring the red navigation light you see there. All right, we're at the back of the aircraft here on the port side where you see the AFT boat bin door you see there. And right next to the AFT boat bin door is the actual registration ship number, G-VZIG. Registration ship number G-VZIG. This aircraft is actually Virgin Atlantic's fourth Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft that actually entered the carrier's fleet. And the first test flight on this aircraft took place on February 21st, 2015 and was delivered to Virgin Atlantic on March 9th, 2015. All right, we still at the back of the aircraft here on the port side. What you're looking at is the Virgin logo displayed on the tail fin of this aircraft, as well as the partial registration ship number you see on top of the tail fin of the aircraft. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft. What you're looking at is the strobe light that sits between the horizontal stabilizer and the APU exhaust hole right there. That strobe light there. And more important, back here is the APU. And APU literally stands for Auxiliary Power Unit exhaust hole. And there is a hole there. You see that? As well as the entire aircraft from the rear view angle. Check it out. There it is. Great. All right, now you're looking at the front of the aircraft here on the starboard side where you see the front nose landing gears, the landing gear struts, the landing gear door featuring the ETOPS information, the partial registration ship number on it, nose gear door, IG, the pitot tube, the static ports, what have you, the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit window, the iconic flag carrying lady decal you see displayed there, the Dream Genie title name there, the Boeing 787-9 decal, the front cargo container loading door, as well as the Virgin Atlantic Billboard type you see displayed there at the front of the aircraft. All right, now you're looking at the Rolls-Royce Trent 1000-K2 turbofan type engines on the starboard side, featuring the Rolls-Royce logo you see on the engine column, the sawtooth patterns I mentioned for fuel efficiency and noise reduction at the same time, the engine cones, very detailed, as well as the front visual view of the landing bogey gears you see here, including the landing gear struts, as well as the landing gear doors. All right, now you're looking at the curved rake wingtip here on the starboard side, featuring the green navigation light you see displayed there as well. All right, now you're looking at the back of the aircraft here on the starboard side where you see the rear cargo containing loading door, the registration ship number, as well as the Virgin logo displayed on the tail fin of the aircraft, as well as the partial registration ship number, IGC, on the top part of the tail fin of the aircraft. And then there's the strobe light on this side here as well. All right, before I show you this, the aerial bird's eye view of this aircraft model, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, please allow me to let you check out one feature, which is the rolling gears. Let's check it out. Oh, rolls pretty good. Impressive. It tilts, as you can see there, tilting by itself. And then the front nose gears, it swivels as well. Perfect. So with that being said, with no further ado, let's check this aircraft out from the aerial bird's eye view. Check it out. Now looking at this aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, we're going to start at the front of the aircraft as always, where you see the radome nose cone, the windshield wipers, the cockpit windows. Then at the top of the aircraft, you see the pilot escape hatch door, the anti-collision beacon light, a high-frequency antenna. You see the Virgin Atlantic Billboard titles on both sides, the satellite communications antenna, which represents for internet and Wi-Fi and all that other good stuff. And then we come back this way, ADF antenna, a couple more high-frequency antenna, as well as the tail fin of the aircraft, and then there's the dot on the horizontal stabilizer there and there as well. Those little dots you see on the horizontal stabilizers, those are actually called illuminator lights, and the sole purpose of those illuminator lights is that it actually light up this tail fin here when it flies during nighttime. Now let's check out the wings. No wing walkway. You got warning information on there, the engines, as well as the flaps, slats, ailerons, spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip that's painted in that version red. And then we come over this way. No wing walkway. You got the no stub warning information, the engines, as well as the flap, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you. Fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip on this side of the aircraft as well. Now looking at the undercarriage belly view of this aircraft, we're going to start at the front as always. You see the radome nose cone, the crew escape hatch door, the landing gear doors, as well as the front nose landing gears. And then we come over, you see the Virgin Atlantic Billboard tile you see there. The anti-collision beacon light. The hole where the model stand goes in at. The Gemini Jets decal. Another high frequency antenna. And then there's the horizontal stabilizers underneath. Then we're going to come over here, see the gears. Let's check out the gears here. No tilt, that's okay. See the engines there, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flap, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, the registration ship number, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip. Now let's check out over here. That tilts, okay. The engines, as well as the wings underneath, which includes the flap, slats, aileron spoilers, what have you, fuel dump valve, as well as the edge of the wingtip on this side here as well. All right, since I showed you this entire aircraft model from the aerial bird's eye view, as well as the undercarriage belly view in full detail, now I'm going to put it on that actual model stand you see there that I showed you earlier. So with no further ado, everyone, here is the model on the stand. Check it out. All right, finally got this model on stand with no problem, no hesitation, as you see it being displayed in the takeoff landing position. I'm going to allow this model to rotate in a clockwise rotation, starting with the port side, then the tail cam angle, then the starboard side, then the front of the aircraft, and back to the port side. Check it out. All right, before I take this model off the stand, I got it at this angle for a reason. And the reason is the magnetic gears. So I'm going to take the front nose one off first. As you can see there, that's magnetic. Then the gear here on the port side. There, that's magnetic. As well as the gear on the starboard side. There. All right, I'm going to let you see this model in flight mode position at a different angle. Check it out. All right, now you see this model in flight mode position with the model on the stand. Now, you got one or two options how you want to display your model from this point on. You want to continue to display your model like that and gears up without the gears in flight mode position. That's fine. You see these gear replacement doors I showed you earlier on with the two little toothpicks inside that plastic bag. That's the sole purpose of these gear replacement doors, to substitute your gears while you display your model like this in flight mode as gears up position. Or you can do like I recommend, just keep them in the gear down position. I choose to keep mine in the gear down position because it adds more value to the model. So, with that being said, I'm going to go ahead and put these gears back on this model, take this model off the stand, and go ahead and wrap up this model review, okay? All right, everyone, let's talk about the seating configuration. The Virgin Atlantic Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft seats 264 passengers in a 3-class configured cabin layout. All right, everyone, here is the breakdown from rows 1 to 11, which will be from about here to about right here. You have 31 upper class suites, rows 21 to 25, which will be about from here to about right here. You have 35 premium economy class seats and rows 45 to 68, which will be about from here all the way back to the rear of the aircraft. You had an additional 198 economy class seats, which brings the total to 264 seats. And finally, in addition to Boston Logan as the carrier's official inaugurated flight destination for this particular aircraft type, Virgin Atlantic currently employs this aircraft or have previously utilized this particular aircraft, the Boeing 787-9 stretch Dreamliner aircraft, on routes from London Heathrow to destinations such as Atlanta, Georgia, Austin, Texas, Bangalore, India, Detroit Metro, Delhi, India, Dubai, United Arab Emirates, Hong Kong, Johannesburg, South Africa, Las Vegas, Nevada, Los Angeles, California, Miami, Florida, Montego Bay, Jamaica, Mumbai, India, Newark, New Jersey, New York, JFK, Nassau, Bahamas, San Francisco, California, Seattle, Washington, Shanghai, Pudong, Tel Aviv, Israel, and Washington, Dulles. From Manchester, England to Bridgetown, Barbados, Islamabad, Pakistan, and New York, JFK. And also, word also has it that Virgin Atlantic could also employ as well as utilize this particular aircraft sometime in the foreseeable future to possible as well as rumored destinations such as Bangkok, Suvarnabhumi, Honolulu, Hawaii, Melbourne, Australia, Rio de Janeiro, Brazil, Toronto, Pearson, and Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. Well, everyone, this will conclude this model review. I'll let you know if you got this model or you plan on getting. This is the second Gemini Jets Virgin Atlantic 787 that they did, and I believe it's sold out pretty quickly. Your only outside chance of getting this model at this point is pretty much on eBay. If you can find it, I highly recommend it. So, with that being said, please take care. God bless. Stay tuned. There's more model content coming. Peace.